Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey everybody, it's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap. This beer sound is for you, Houston.
Nobody cares what you drinking.
Houston
If you give
appreciates.
a salute, all right, just you don't have to say the sound. You
I
just
salute
say-
to you, this beer sound, Houston.
Well, they got enough going on. It's a nice gesture that you're giving, but you ain't
Thanks.
helping them none. Bless your hearts.
Yeah, I mean, it's like somebody saying pray for them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think saying pray for them is better than I'm going to make a beer open for you. I think that's better, and that's what I was about to say is thoughts and prayers are all those down there in Texas.
Well, that's a nice gesture.
Well,
Don't mean nothing.
well, maybe not to you. Does it mean as much as water or things like that? No, you're right about that, yes.
But if you listen to us and you live in Houston, I hope you're doing okay. And you, high ground, you got into that church. I mean, nothing weak. Give some money to these people. Try to give it to one of them, somebody who ain't crooked that'll
Yeah.
give it to people down there.
That's the worst thing of crooked people in times like this. The crooked people to get out, and there's always crooked people doing something, but to try to make money off it anyway. Never mind. Make me sick to my stomach. There's legitimate people out there. We probably should have figured out who some of them were, so we could tell you on here now to give it to them. But
I'm just going to tell you, get on there, Google who charity gets the most new carpet from my money.
what?
Who is charity gets the most new carpet from my money?
Oh man.
Google that. See, like, I don't know. I don't know anything about Red Cross, but if you go in there, here's what you do. You go around and visit the headquarters of every fucking charity.
Don't say it with a language, but yeah, if they
And you walk in there and you say, hi, I'm considering donating to this place, and I'd like to go take my shoes off and walk around the CEO's office. Security guard, please.
your shoes.
And then the security guard will take you right up, if it's a decent charity, right up to the CEO's fucking office, and you take your shoes off.
Watch your mouth.
And you sink your toes right down in that carpet. And you say, is this too new? To me, if you're really helping people, there should be some bald spots in the carpet of your charity headquarters.
Well, the money should have gone, yeah.
Do they have fresh flowers in the break room? That's bullshit.
Hey.
So you sending this to fucking FTD? This should be some Merlin Olsen shit. This should be down there on the ground buying gas for a boat to put dogs in.
People too.
And people
yeah.
too, yeah.
But dogs definitely, yeah. Dogs. Well, all of what you're saying is true. That's right, but
I'm just saying people
don't
need
have
to
to-
do. If people are coming to us to tell them which charities is the best, they are barking up the wrong tree.
yeah, I don't know that. Somebody tell me, because I'll what little I can spare, I'll make sure they get some. What I can do to help.
I guess don't give it to Joel Osteen.
Well, no, I ain't gonna give. I wanted to give it to him anyway, but I don't even understand all this. Some people say he won't let them in. He says they could have come in if they wanted to, and then I don't understand any of that.
Let me tell you something. When people on Twitter get mad at you, you just give it up. They gonna stay mad. There ain't no talking down. Nobody has ever successfully talked down a Twitter crowd.
Well, don't he go on TV and give people plenty of reasons to not like him already?
Yeah.
He don't need to not let people in a church during a flood to get Twitter mad
but
at
that's some Mr. Potter shit right there. If he's up there not letting people into the damn, it doesn't matter whether he did it or not. It's what I've come to believe.
Well, yeah.
It just matters if he looks like the type of son of a bitch. I don't know who his daddy was, but he looks like the kind of person to be like, my daddy said y'all can't come in here.
Well, that's what it looks like, whether he said it or not, I don't know.
I'm vice president of my daddy's church company, and none of y'all are allowed to come in here.
I don't know how to look at this situation, because like you said on Twitters, if everybody gets mad at you, and let's just say for sake of argument, they could have come in with it, let's say he didn't do this. And he's getting all this hell for something he didn't do, which is a possibility as far as I know. But, and then that makes Twitter's bad. But if it's true, and now all these Twitter try to get on there, and he lets them in, then I guess they did a good job, right? Because now somebody got a place to go, or an extra place to go, or any place to go.
If you are in Lakewood Church, do not leave. Make this prosperity gospel work for you. When they say, well, I think the roads are clear and they're letting people go back to their houses, and you say, I like it here.
It don't make any sense to me, first off, if it's true, because there's nothing a preacher wants more than people in his church. I know maybe wet and muddy, they don't like it as much, but still.
That's the thing. Prosperity gospel teaches that if Jesus really loves you, you wouldn't be muddy.
Well, preacher like to preach to anybody who listen. And I seen them plenty of time take a tent or something like that, go out and they'll preach to anybody. An old big nice church, churches don't need to be that big. It just needs to be more little ones as far as I'm concerned. That's how I feel about it. But if he was a real preacher, preachers want to preach. That's what they do. If anybody's listening, they're happy. So I don't know if it's true.
Some preachers want to preach, and some preachers want money. And I think he's one of them money-wanting ones more than attention-wanting. Now, I ain't saying he ain't really wanting that attention, too. Not this kind of attention. The kind of attention where people think he's barring his church doors from the drowning. But the kind of attention where people are like, oh, you're a great preacher. You don't dress like you were in Rockapella. Joel Osteen, prosperity gospel, Jackie, values money more than poor people. But I guess it's sort of aspirational, right? So if you're poor, you go at church and you think, oh, if I keep coming to this church and tithing every Sunday, then I'm going to be a better Christian, and Jesus will reward me with some of that fucking cheese.
All right, don't say it that way. You don't with the language.
Well, if they're in Joel Osteen's church and they're thinking that way, you should know Jesus ain't going to give you no money if you're thinking fucking this and fucking that.
Hey, you're right about that. I don't hear it. He ain't saying, I know he done a lot of bad things, but he sure ain't preaching that. I know that.
People like to call other Christians hypocrites. So there's a little bit of that going on, except now that happens on Twitter. If you're a really famous preacher and you preach about how much Jesus takes notice of your bank account, people are going to be gunning for you. Maybe he couldn't let people into his church. Maybe there was water down in the cellar or whatever the fuck he was saying.
All right, watch your mouth.
And maybe he's not really didn't do anything wrong, but this is what's going to get him. I mean, they got Al Capone for income tax.
Oh, yeah.
They got Joel Osteen for not putting on his hip waders and handing out sandwiches.
Well, it should be, if it's true, he should be ashamed of himself, but anyway.
You know what's a really good sandwich?
Huh?
I ain't much of a church-going man, even though I did found my own church recently, the Naked Church.
No, that
Remember?
ain't a church.
That was a great church.
No, it wasn't a church.
That's the opposite of prosperity gospel.
Well,
we should bring that back, because
naked church. Naked people high. That's end of story. There's no church. That
is the end of story.
Well, there you go.
Or as Jesus might say, it's the beginning of the story.
No.
So I ain't much of a church-going man, but I'm going to tell you what's a good sandwich is a goddamn pimento cheese sandwich made in a church kitchen from a giant tub of Mrs. Grissom's. If you ever had one of them pimento cheese sandwiches made in a church kitchen, and if Joel Osteen wants to get Houston back on his side, he needs to go down there, roll his britches up, and hand out some of them Mrs. Grissom sandwiches.
Well, yeah, they're good, yeah. Pimento cheese good no matter where it is, in a church, in a flood, anywhere. They taste, in my opinion, pimento cheese tastes good.
Something about a cold church refrigerator tub of Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese spread on some church bread from a cabinet. It don't matter if it's a little church out in the damn woods or it's a big Joel Osteen suck my cock church.
Hey, watch your mouth.
I don't even know what that means or why I said it. I get on a roll, I just like cussing.
I know that, and I get tired of it. My ears get on a roll of sick of hearing it.
But since I brought it up, eating a pimento cheese sandwich from a church kitchen while you're getting your cock sucked is probably... Folks, if you live in Houston, I'm apologize. I hope y'all doing okay. If you need anything, let us know. I mean, we ain't got Joel Osteen money or the kind of money you have if Jesus loves you in the Prosperity Gospel Church, but you know we'll do something.
Yeah, Jesus loved me just fine. I ain't got to be rich for him to love me. I know that. That's for sure. 'Cause I love him. That's how it works.
Well, what about how much money you have? How does that figure into it?
That don't. If you got a lot of money,
that means Jesus loves you more.
Don't mean he. Well, he might not. You can have a lot of money and be a real SOB, you know, and he don't like you. I tell you that. But you can have a lot of money and be real nice, and you know, I'm sure he likes you.
Now, who would that be?
Huh?
Who's the nicest rich person you know?
I don't know. Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't. Offhand, I don't know. I know some. I'm indifferent to. I don't know if they're nice or good or whatnot. I don't know.
Communist Hour with Jackie Broles.
What is it?
Communist Hour with Jackie Broles.
Communist
Folks,
Hour. What?
Seriously, Houston, good luck. As our president said, hey, did you know, Houston, you may have been busy fighting for your lives, but did you know that America's president, God damn it, what's his name?
Huh?
Who's the president?
What? Trump. Yeah.
Donald J. Trump, our president. Sometimes it still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's months later, and sometimes it's better than crying because that happens sometimes too.
Well, he's making sure that you don't forget it. He does. He wants you to know.
Fits of rage, that also happens. But I'm trying to temper that because I know that just makes people happy. That Trump people like it when I kick my wall.
Kick your wall?
When I'm like, who's president? Oh, yeah. God, kick. I know there's a Trump person somewhere saying, I just felt somebody who don't like Trump kick his damn wall because Trump's president. Boner.
All right.
I don't like giving Trump people boners. I don't like it. So I'm trying not to get mad about it anymore.
I don't know what it is.
Trump boners?
No, I don't know what. I don't know the first thing about you talking about Twitters?
Long, long ago, Donald Trump said, good luck to everybody facing down deadly floodwaters.
Yep.
And then a few days later, he went to Houston. Did you see the president in Houston, Jackie?
I tried not to see too much of it, but it's on TV, yeah.
Where was he? He was in Corpus Christi, right? Or he was out. Where was he? Like Oklahoma City? I'm not sure exactly where he was. Little Rock?
He was somewhere in, he was in Texas, yeah. They held up the flag and thanked them for all coming out. Big crowd, yeah.
He can't even hold up a flag right.
No.
How many times do you think they washed that flag? I didn't know he was a germaphobe. I found that out. I think that's why he didn't want to touch anybody or talk to anyone that's been through a horrendous...
He started saying that. He wanted to get it out there. He's a germaphobe because of the bathroom tape on him. That's what he made sure everybody knew that he, I don't doubt that he is, but
So he may not be a germaphobe. He just hates to touch regular people.
It depends on where you think you get germs from, I guess. He said I would never have, people go bathroom everywhere all over the room with me.
But he wasn't getting bathroomed on.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't want to see it.
He was watching it, right? I mean, that's the rumor, is that he was just allegedly watching go bathroom, right?
I don't know.
So I think you can be a fucking germaphobe.
Hey. Well, all I remember
and watch a golden shower.
Saying he'd never do it because he's germaphobe.
Well, he's not fucking washing the sheets when they're done. He's just sitting there watching it and doing whatever he does. Slapping at his long dead dick.
I don't. But no, he ain't going to go out there. Why? And people were upset about that. I saw that on the news. Like, well, he didn't even go see any victims. He didn't like. Good. God bless them. They're going through enough. You want him around talking to you? You lost everything you own, everything you ever had, and then he comes over there to you? Good. I'm glad that's all he did. Get the hell out of there. People are going through enough.
It's awkward talking to any president after you've endured a disaster.
Well, yeah.
Talking to him, I can't even imagine. And if you like him, he did exactly what you want him to do.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go talk to you individually. Yeah, if you like Trump and that's the best thing, he showed up.
He showed up. His wife was wearing outfits.
He thanked the crowd.
He had a hat on.
Yeah. Kind of held the flag up best he could.
He talked about how big the crowd was. He talked about how big the storm was.
Well, that's all anybody ever wants from
That's
it.
all you need. It's sort of like, it's not what presidents are known for, but a president came. It's like if you had somebody playing Spider-Man show up at your birthday party. He's not going to shoot a fucking web and climb up a wall.
All right.
He might do a somersault and serve you some cake. It's not what Spider-Man traditionally does, but technically, Spider-Man was at your birthday flood party.
For children, yeah.
For children.
Yeah.
It's sort of the same thing.
Well, yeah.
At this point, a public appearance by Trump is basically like Marvel on ice. Like Captain America ain't going to skate around. And the president ain't going to talk about how big the crowds are. But the Captain America you're seeing at the Ice Capades and the president you're seeing on TV right now, they may not be the real thing. But it's all we got right now.
Yeah.
If he is a germaphobe, it would make sense why he hates the White House. Because can you imagine being a germaphobe?
Well, it's old in it, yeah.
All the dust.
People coming in there all the time.
All the antiques.
Antiques, people coming and going. And
Steve Bannon.
Oh, good Lord. I don't know how they's in the same room. If you was worried about germs, you'd get one look at, like, if you saw...
He's like a Petri dish.
I don't know, yeah. If something crawling out of a pore on his nose or something, like, there's no way you could stay in the room with him.
I like to think that his the blackheads on his nose just infected with little Steve Bannons.
Probably what it is.
Like if you squeeze him, like if he did like a Biore, it'd be like a bunch of little Steve Bannon. Like, let's go back to Breitbart. Okay, nose Bannons.
Well, they love me. Yeah.
That's where I can do some real damage. And at first people were like, yeah, he's going after. But, like, I think there's a world, Jackie, where people read Breitbart and know what's happening. Wow. And I don't live in that world.
Wow.
So maybe he is attacking globalist Gary or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be doing. But
watch it. Mouth.
I'll never know.
Well, I ain't going to read it. Hell no.
People got mad at her stilettos.
Well, people get mad. Not how I would dress for something like that. Me personally, no. But here's the thing about for some reason it bothers me when people, whether you like or not, people go after the first lady. Just she don't know how to wear any other kind of shoe, first off. That's what all she ever wore in her life. She's a model in front of TVs, screens, and camera. That's the kind of shoes you wear, no matter where you go. So she didn't know any better.
She ain't going to New Balance just because they got elected.
That's what your first lady wears.
So you don't like people getting mad at her? You like people defending her?
Well, I don't know if she needs defending so much. I don't know. I don't understand that either. People attack her all the time, and they say things about it. But then there's people who like this. She's brought dignity and class back to the water, and I don't understand that. I don't know what has she done. I don't know what she does.
You remember when we met that little girl from the Westboro Baptist Church in one of them videos, and I wanted to spirit her away in the trunk of our car and take her to TGI Fridays?
Yeah, I remember him.
I feel the same way about what's her name? Imelda Trump? I can't remember her name. This is good. I honestly, me forgetting all this, I feel like I'm in the midst of a brain wipe. Also, I'm high as hell.
Melania, you drinking beer and you drugs.
Yep.
Melania's Trump. Oh, she'd be the biggest hero. She right now, I'm telling you, she can't go. I want to go to my restaurant I went to every Thursday night. I want to go see my friends over here. I want to go to the rock concert and at the big opening thing, my Broadway show. And she knows right now if she lives through this, if America gets through it somehow, if she goes back to New York, that's over for her. She can't ever do that no more. I'm telling you right now, if you listen, Melania, if you were to leave that man, you'd be the biggest hero. Everybody embrace you. Everybody love you. You'd be to this nation. Well, there'd be some people wouldn't like you, but you know.
You go to Sardis? Is that still a thing?
She can go anywhere she wants to go. I don't know what that is, but it's sardines. What is it?
So you go to Sardines?
Take Baron with you? As far as restaurants are concerned, there may be some country clubs that wouldn't have it, but other than that.
Let me tell you something else, too. If Barron Trump wrote a book called My Dad Sucks,
I'd read it, yeah.
Me too. I could. Listen, I'd read any book. If Barron Trump next week could come out with a book, I'd be first in line for that because I can't even imagine.
I'd be curious, yeah. Well, he's supposed to know computers real good.
Is he?
That's what Daddy says, yeah. He knows computers.
Every dad says that.
Well, I'm sure he knows it better than him, but the president said about it. I don't know. He probably got access to the best computers there are.
The president is 90 years old. Everybody knows computers compared to him.
Well, yeah. But, yeah, Melania, if you listen, go just tell him you got to go. And
start talking about your period or something, and he'll tune it right out.
How long would it take him to realize she wasn't even around?
If you mention your period, he might divorce you. If Melania left him, somebody on Fox and Friends would have to break it to him.
He wouldn't know him.
Like Morning Joe would have to be like, hey, check the bedroom. Look in the closet.
Go kitchen, there's a note in there. Get a servant to bring you the note she left.
Sean Hannity would be like, he'd be tearing up. He'd be like, any sad news today?
Now, he'd be cussing her is what he'd be doing. That's what like I said, a lot of people would love her, but there'd be a lot of, all those people, she'd be the enemy. They defended her for so long, they'd turn on her in a heartbeat.
Oh, they'd be trying to gin up a war against whatever country she come from.
Yep. So I don't know what I guess there's no hope for you, Melania. Sorry. I thought that was a good suggestion. Come think it probably is. So probably you just stuck with what it is. You just have to be rich as hell and eat real good food and hide out, I guess.
That's like what we're all going to have to do during the coming apocalypse, except for the be rich and eat good food.
Oh, yeah, that. You ain't getting that.
Well, speaking of computers, Jackie, our president's cybersecurity cybersecurity force, that's a cartoon, isn't it?
Sounds like one.
Like a G.I. Joe spinoff?
Yeah.
I a lot of people resigning from the Trump White House.
Computer police is what I call them.
Computer police, a bunch of them resigned.
Computer army. Yeah, they said, now, I read about this. I saw this. And you talk about an old man that don't understand computers. This scared the living hell out of me. Now, these people here, now, first off, I left. What good for them? They said we're leaving because he coddles Nazis. So that's probably should be at the top of everyone.
If you're leaving, lead off with that.
Start there. They're all going to do it. Just get used to that. And that's good. You should. You should put that at the top of the list and go on. Now, here's what they also said. That the administration or him or whoever's running things right now, I don't listen to them. And they're concerned about threats. Now, here's something. Now, see, I don't understand computers. I know Russia got in computers and helped him win. Did a lot of stuff, what he'd hacktions and all these things. But they're saying they're going to get on Russia's learning how to, they said it'd be the equivalent, something that Trump likes to do a lot, equivalents to things for his ears. They said that this would be the equivalent of like a nuclear bomb going off because the banks would go. Hell, cars have computers in them now. You can't drive a car without a computer. Everything's on a computer now. They're saying they shut it all down.
You driving around and your Waze starts talking in a Russian accent. Guess what? It's going to drive you in the fucking lake.
Hey, watch your mouth. But yeah, that's what it'll do. Yeah, but if everything's shut down, that's going to be chaos right there. And all these people are trying to tell Trump and them that this happened. They said nobody listened to them. So they said, the hell with this, we're leaving.
Here's an article on this. This is in Business Insider. Though Trump has at times spoken about addressing the cyber, he has been reluctant to address perhaps the most pressing cybersecurity threat the U.S. currently faces, Russia. So you think he may not be listening to Computer Squad because of fucking... He loves his Russian friends?
Well, yeah, this is just like Die Hard's 4 and 5. 2 Die Hards together. That's how bad this is.
Which one? Which one is 4?
4 is computers, and 5 is Russia. And you put them 2 together, that's what this is going to be.
Which one is Sam Jackson in?
Who?
Samuel L. Jackson.
That's 3.
Oh. What's that one, a phone booth?
Something like that. It's been so long, I can't remember. It's a phone bomb or a phone booth or something. But, yeah, computers and Russia together, that's never a good mix. Not for America, anyway. Hadn't been yet.
If you walk into Best Buy and the Geek Squad man's like, hello, can I help you? That was my Russian accent, by the way. Hey, speaking of Russia, Jackie, these are good segues. You just segue from one apocalyptic, depressing destruction of America story to...
That's how it's done, yeah.
Now, look, we don't like to quote the New York Times on this podcast, or at least we didn't until they became Trump's enemy.
Well, yeah.
Now we'll glance at it. Does Grit still get published? You still take Grit?
I see them. Somebody leaves them. Used to leave them in the store all the time. It's been a while since I've seen one, but people would leave them lying around. I'd look at it, Grit, yeah.
Do they have a pro or anti-Trump editorial stance?
I don't know.
Because Inquirer is Trump's buddy, so they're pro-Trump.
Well, they're friends. It's Inquirer, too. It don't,
A lot of people, only news they get is standing in line at Kroger, looking over at the Inquirer, saying Trump's about to put Hillary Clinton in jail, which is that's what it says. Every Obama scandal. Trump has new plan for North Korea victory. And then I just go back and get another tub of pimento cheese.
Man, you eat it there, eat it in church, eat it everywhere.
You can eat it anywhere.
It's good.
We need to get Mrs. Grissom's to be a damn sponsor. Is there a real Mrs. Grissom's?
If they would not, I'll pay them $25 if they,
You remember when they used to have the Mrs. Grissom's mascot, and Mrs. Grissom come out and she looked like a damn real fat,
real big, yeah,
and with a big yip mouth like those yip Sesame Street monsters.
I remember them,
and real soft to the touch.
I don't remember how I felt.
I don't know how they did it, but you'd go up there with your bread, and you'd say, "Dollop me, Mrs. Grissom," and however they did it, it had to be 2 or 3 people in that suit, and she'd put her mouth right over the bread, Like lean over.
That drop, yeah.
Yeah, let the mouth, and there was a noise, like a motor noise. Remember that whirring?
I don't know how all that worked, but yeah, it was, kids loved it, yeah.
And then there was just a perfect mound of pimento cheese on your piece of bread.
I don't care if it come out of the,
It wasn't cold.
puppet or whatever, but it's still good. It
was
matter.
still good.
I like it cold best. I'd just soon get it out of the.
It wasn't
I didn't want
hot.
to stand in line with that anyway. After you do that once, that's enough right there. I just get regular pimento cheese after that. It's fun the first time. Now kids love getting in line.
Oh, I'd do it over and over again.
Yeah, I remember.
Dollop me, Miss Grissom. Then there was like some rustling and some bending, and then the mouth right over the bread, and then
Plop out, yeah.
Lift back up. Just
remember.
a mound, just like a big, thick, round, perfectly round wad of pimento cheese on your bread. New York Times. Trump associate boasted that Moscow business deal, quote, will get Donald elected.
Well, must have went through, I guess.
Business. No, there's no Trump Tower in Moscow.
Oh, not yet.
I guess they just tried to play it cool.
Right now, yeah.
Maybe wait till. A business associate President Trump promised in 2015 to engineer a real estate deal with and that's what people say. Well, it didn't happen. Our boy, it's just this quote here. It's Felix Sater, who is a longtime associate. He predicted that building a Trump Tower in Moscow would highlight Mr. Trump's savvy negotiating skills and be a political boon to his candidacy.
Yeah.
Might have been a miscalculation on Felix Sater's part. But I do like, our boy can become president of the USA and we can engineer it, Mr. Sater wrote in an email. I will get all of Putin's team to buy in on this. I will manage this process. Our boy. I will get Putin on this program. We will get Donald elected. Why did he really think that was going to help him get elected, or was he just saying that to get some money?
I think all of them say things to get money. There ain't any other reason to say anything.
So this was in January 2016. These emails were going back to Mr. Putin's spokesman, Dmitry S. Peskov. Back and forth. And people said this was early. I heard this on news. They said, well, this was early in the Trump campaign. We were in fucking...
Hey.
We had our plane tickets to New Hampshire in January 2016.
It's cold, I remember.
He was pretty much the nominee by January 2016.
It was. There wasn't no question of it. Yeah.
Wrote a series of emails to Mr. Trump's lawyers, which he boasted about his ties to Mr. Putin. Then he started emailing Mr. Putin. If you think this is all bullshit, there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to change your mind on this
you can't. I know
podcast.
4 or 5 people. You can't say first thing about Russia on it, and they get mad as hell. They don't believe any of it. They don't believe. He said, I'm going to go talk to the Russian. Oh, he didn't mean it that way. What havoc?
And some people like Russian more now.
Well,
I never cared for him till Trump was there, buddy.
Well,
I guess that's the same way. I never cared for the New York Times till they started writing emails about, writing stories about Trump, North Korea fired a missile over Japan. That's new.
Over Japan this time, right?
Yep. So.
Well, Trump said, the president said that, time for talk is through. It's over with. No more of that. But then Mattis turned around and said, we'll figure this out.
It seems to me that a lot of Trump's staff don't give a shit what Trump says.
Well, they're saying they're letting everybody know, letting the world know. It don't matter what he says.
Okay, so if you are his Secretary of State, Tillerson,
yeah. He went on TV and said it. And what he says is his craziness. He didn't say so many words. I ain't got nothing to do with what the president says.
Look, we all know that the president is a racist. When I was selling oil to people, I needed all colors to buy that oil. Is he still president? I mean, The way things go now, he's not still like old chief, right? Is he?
I don't know. I
Fuck
guess
if I
he
know.
can be anything nowadays.
Nothing
Trump
matters
didn't
now.
give anything he said, no, it don't matter. You can be whatever.
Hi, I'm Rex Tillerson, President of Gas and Secretary of State.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Gary Cohn, globalist Gary Cut Cone. Have you ever worn a cut cone, Jackie?
A what?
A cut cone?
Cut cone.
You put it on so you can't say who's fucking your wife.
All right, shut your mouth.
Like a dog.
Shut your mouth. Oh, head.
Globalist Gary Cut Cone almost resigned. He's like, I wrote a letter. What part in writing the letter, the resignation letter made him, was he like, I mean, if you put the word, you are a Nazi in your resignation letter, what makes you not send that letter?
Well, he said he cared about the country. He said he was concerned, he needs to be there for all the working class or whatever it is.
What's going to happen to these? Do they think that staying longer is going to help their resume when they get out?
Now, some of them I really believe this. Now, like Kelly and Mattis, I think they're well aware that their reputations are ruined from here on out. There's nothing. Some of these people I don't think realize this, but those men right there, I think they know. Maybe Tillerson, I don't know. Well, he just don't give a damn one way else. But those
Tillerson's tried. There's missiles flying over Japan, and the president is crazy. Tillerson is like, what in the hell did I do? I could just be sitting on a yacht.
Yep. It ain't panning out for any of these folks, but But Kelly and Matt, they're staying there, I believe, to protect the country. I really do believe that. I think that's why they're staying there.
Matt is telling the troops. He said, "You hold the line." Hey, you know what? This is bullshit. Y'all stay strong.
Yep.
Corker.
Oh yeah.
McConnell.
Yep.
McConnell ain't gonna do. I know they go back and forth. Jeff Flake. One day he's mad, the next day he ain't mad.
Yeah.
McCain said Arpaio's pardon was bad. Jeff Flake said it was kind of bad. I mean, they all kind of go back and forth.
Yep.
But McConnell ain't going to do shit to help Donald Trump no more.
No.
McConnell's fed up.
No.
He'll do something if it'll help McConnell.
Well, McConnell knows I think he kind of knows there ain't nothing in Washington that means if he ain't got power, it don't mean that nobody wants to take your phone call, nobody wants to talk to you. And after he's messed up healthcare, he ain't got nothing. Nobody wants him, and he don't want nobody.
He's got to keep a government going.
Well, supposedly, let's see. But, I mean, as far as trying to get something done or get a deal going, he,
And when they try
he's still the boss. I understand that, but, I mean, he knows he ain't what it was.
People asking him, is there going to be a fight over the debt ceiling? No, we're going to raise the debt ceiling. Like, he's not even going to – nobody's listening to Trump no more.
No. He's going to shut down the government, all this. They don't pay any attention to him. They just move on. Yeah. I wish I could get that through my head because he still irritates the hell out of me, everything that comes out of his damn mouth. I could use a little bit of that. Never thought I'd want something that McConnell had, but I guess I do. Yeah, don't none of them listen to him. Don't none of them pay attention, and they kind of let everybody else know they shouldn't either.
This is, if he was your boss and everybody's like, fuck you, Don.
Hey.
You're not going to have the job as boss much longer. He's got to get some shit together. Even if you like Donald Trump, if you're a Republican, if you haven't said, I'm a little scared. If you are 100% on the Trump train, if you're 50% on the Trump train, you got to be looking at this just a little bit, right? Going like, well, fuck. Even if you think everybody else is an asshole and he's the cool one, too cool for school, Donald Trump, he's still got to get the assholes working for him, right? He's got to either fire them out like, you see this ain't working, right? Don't you?
I need this on my desk by 9 in the morning. No, you don't.
Nazi.
I ain't doing a damn thing. I want all the transgenders out of the military. Get out by tomorrow morning. Yeah. I'll get right on that. Yeah.
Hey, did you see my transgender man? No, sir, I did not see that. Sorry. That ain't even really funny if you openly rebelling against Trump.
Yeah.
Folks, Nashville is in the news this week.
Oh, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, that's state capital.
Yep. Where's the last time you was up in Nashville?
I ain't been there in a while. I ain't got no reason to go up Nashville.
Well,
Nothing against it. I ain't got no reason to go up there. Ain't been no reason to go.
Evangelicals' Nashville Statement. The Nashville Statement. That sounds like, isn't that when Bob Dylan come down and sung with Johnny Cash?
No.
Not see that. I did not see that coming.
What?
Evangelicals' Nashville, I almost called it Naziville Statement. Folks, Evangelicals' Nashville Statement, this is from the Washington Post, denouncing same-sex marriage is rebuked by city's mayor. Folks, if I was going to put out an anti-gay manifesto, I would wait till after the flooding stops, and I'd probably wait till after Trump leaves office. It's just bad timing, and you're going to associate your bigoted movement with some unsavory characters. A coalition of evangelical leaders. Have you heard about this Nashville Statement?
It's just a bunch of preachers get together and they say, guess we don't like gay people, and that's official. I mean, why is it even in the news? They put Nashville on it. What do I care what a bunch of preachers, all of them, sitting around in a room? Let's get on the phone, get all the preachers over here. Guys, we don't like gays, right? Right? And go around the table. All right, write that down.
Jackie, it sounds to me like you're belittling the work of the Council on Biblical Manhood and Womanhood.
Well, if that's all that they're doing is sitting around that, then yeah, I am.
The Council on Biblical Manhood and Womanhood, Jackie, is a group of evangelical leaders, scholars, and pastors.
No, it's a bunch of preachers is what it is. It's just the scholars. It's a bunch of preachers.
The manifesto, which is composed of 14 beliefs, rejects the idea that otherwise faithful Christians should agree to disagree on gay, lesbian, and transgender issues. They refer to this mentality as moral indifference. Really? You sitting around writing up a thing about gay people going to hell in the middle of all this bullshit? And you're calling something else moral indifference? People are floating away into the Gulf of Mexico, and you talk about moral indifference? The spirit of our age does not delight in God's good design of male and female. What do you do? If you're in a room with a bunch of other preachers and you're mad at the spirit of the age, give it up. It's done. You are selling horseshoes in the 1930s, buddy. Consequently, confusion reigns over some of the most basic questions of our humanity. Denny Burke, president of the council. Hey, honey, I just got elected president of the Council on Biblical Manhood and Womanhood. Some preachers are coming over. Can you whip up some pimento cheese sandwiches? The aim of the Nashville Statement is to shine a light into the darkness. Seems like the opposite, but to declare the goodness of God's design in our sexuality and in creating us as male and female. Yeah. Look, I am all for declaring the goodness of God's design in our sexuality. 100%. I just don't think you guys should limit yourselves. Get on fucking Pornhub, man.
Hey.
You want to declare the goodness of God's design in our sexuality, you can, there's some interesting combinations.
I don't want to hear it.
No, if
I've said it once. If I've said it 1,000 times, and I know there's a few good ones out there, but I'm telling you right now, preachers don't work.
If they had jobs, They wouldn't be able to sit around.
They sit around, right? Well, what do you want to do today? I don't know. Why don't we get everybody over here? Go to a funeral or something. Wait.
Ain't there people in the hospital? Don't none of y'all have boats? Couldn't you be driving down to Houston right now with a boat on a trailer?
And bless you, I appreciate it when you do go to the hospital, sit with somebody for an hour or two. That's nice, appreciate it. But that's an hour or two of the day. What are you doing the rest of the time? They don't work.
Nashville Mayor Megan Barry called the so-called Nashville Statement poorly named and does not represent the inclusive values of the city and people of Nashville. The council's
Can I do that? Can I just name whatever after any state I want?
Should we change the name of our podcast to the Murfreesboro Statement?
Well, no, just somebody that wouldn't want us to represent them is what I'm thinking. Just like Nashville said, I could just say whatever state I want, and I'm the official statement of what, Kansas or what? I don't know who.
I'd say about 37% of America don't like what we're selling right now.
Well, that's true.
The council, I'm fascinated by the Council on Biblical Manhood and Womanhood. To me, it just sounds like when I was a kid and I'd draw pictures of people from the Bible, but I'd give them superhero muscles or like superhero damn cleavage so that like Adam and Eve look like Poison Ivy and her husband.
Yeah.
When I draw pictures of the Bible, everybody is well endowed. They got big.
All right.
Everything.
All right.
Men.
I don't care how
women,
you draw the Bible. Don't draw it then. Don't just read it.
The Council on Biblical Manhood and Womanhood was founded in 1987 to help the church defend against the accommodation of secular feminism.
Wow.
Focuses on outlining the differences between male and female roles in the home and church. I could just watch Mad Men. It supports the biblical teaching that men must be Christ-like leaders at home and in the church and in the bedroom, and upholds wives' submission in marriage.
All right.
What if she's a switch? The group asserted its belief in these separate gender roles in its 1987 manifesto. More nostalgia pieces. Ready Player One. The Danvers Statement, which affirmed a complementarian view of gender roles and a push against secular feminism and egalitarian marriages. It came in response to an increasingly feminist society and church where conservative leaders feared men and women were losing their biblical distinctions. But now they also get to bash gays and transgender people.
Well, you reading that off a computer? What's that picture of on there? Where you reading that?
Oh, look at here. That's just their logo on their website.
Yeah. It's a bathroom.
It's like a bathroom door.
It got the man and woman on the bathroom.
Like you think it's a same-sex bathroom?
Well, it ain't a bathroom. It's on a computer, but it looks like a bathroom person.
I don't know who designed your website, but it just looks like a bathroom.
Like on the door, yeah. That's what it looks like. Womanhood, manhood, men, women room, yeah.
Anyone who persistently rejects God's revelation about sexual holiness and virtue is rejecting Christianity altogether, even if they claim otherwise. That's easy to say. Well, if you're an asshole,
hey,
and you say you're not an asshole, I say you are an asshole, even if you claim otherwise. So that's a Nashville statement. If you like Nashville and you don't want preachers just putting Nashville on a thing that hates gay people, maybe,
Where do you send that for anyone to even look at it? Where's a bunch of preachers sent me something in the mail? I better look. What? Where does it go? Who's? Oh, did you see this? Did you see this state? Now, I understand. I don't mean to make little of it. If I was a gay person, I need to know about people who hate me and don't want me to live. I understand that. But where do a bunch of preachers get in a room? I don't like gays. They all sign it. Where do they send it to?
Well, then you just get on Twitter. I mean, the internet is a place for hateful bullshit to exist where there was no place for it before. I'm curious about what they did in 1987. What they do? Posted it on a fucking mall entrance?
Hey, back then they had flyers, what you did. Fly in your car. Remember you go out to your car?
Oh, they were one of them.
Be underneath your windshield. Yeah, I hated that. They'd be putting that Nashville State. Be glad it ain't 1987. It's bad enough on Twitter twitters. But if back in, it'd be like, I don't like gay people be underneath every damn windshield wiper.
Man, there's a lot of news, Jackie, and we ain't even got to the distant memories.
The what?
The distant memories?
Distant memories. What's that?
Stuff from like last Friday. I really thought this was going to come in about the 30-minute mark. We run a little over.
I always do. You got to do 3 short ones a week or something like that. If you do it, try to do it all, you can't get it all in.
Plus your brain.
What?
All right, so last Friday, Trump last Friday, it ain't even been a week yet, but can you recall, Jackie, the mysterious figure from the Trump administration who left under mysterious circumstances? Mysterious is his middle name. I'm talking about Sebastian Mysterious Gorka.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Racist Frazier has left the building and has been denied access.
Was told, yeah, I heard that they said, but make sure, and now listen, if he shows up, tell him he cannot come in.
Emails.
How many people have that discussion? I know when the White House says it, it's news, but just in his life in general, places he goes, wherever that is, how often does that come up? Somebody somewhere says, now if he comes, if just either don't answer, don't turn the light on, he's not allowed in here.
How many people have hid behind the bed in the back room listening to, like, hello? Hello? What an asshole. This guy, Steve Bannon's pet, Eastern European, British accented, furry fuckface.
Hey.
Is gone. We knew he was going to be gone. What we don't know is what the fuck he did.
That's what they said. Bannon got fired. That's not Bannon. He left, but Gorka got fired, and everybody said, yeah, he's fired. And of course, Gorka came out and said, no, I resigned. But from what? What was it?
There's a lot of discussion about whether somebody quit or was fired, and we don't know what the fuck he did.
Well, what it was that he did, what's the language? But yeah, what the hell, what was his title? He was a man that went on TV and said how awful CNN was. I don't know.
If you get on TV and say how awful CNN was.
And Muslims.
And say MAGA and Muslims, you can probably fool people into thinking you work for the White House.
I guess that's what he did until narration or whatever. What, didn't they just let him come in and hang out every now and then and finally decided after, the president's now coddling Nazis, so maybe we shouldn't have him over as much. When he comes over, don't let him in.
No, that doesn't seem to be stopping anybody. I did hear that the Oval Office is open door policy. You can just wander in there. Probably because the president likes to wander around places. So it makes sense that people just kind of wander in, and probably Sebastian Gorka just took advantage of that. Right? I would say he was either standing right outside the damn Oval Office door waiting for any moment he could get in there.
Yeah.
Drawing racist caricatures of the news media. Or he was in the damn kitchen, raiding the fridge.
We got good food in the White House to do, yeah.
Excellent roast beef this week, Caroline. Can't do a good Gorka. So Gorka's out. That happened last Friday. People say, oh, Friday Trump did the news dump. But Gorka being out, that, to me, would just boost his ratings.
Well, like I said, Bannon's gone too, so that's it. That's an easy fix right there.
Gorka going to Breitbart?
Well, yeah. Who else is going to take him?
Her Tommy Lauren went to Fox News.
That's a blonde lady, young lady. Yeah.
Yep.
Good for her, I guess.
So then also that was when Trump announced the transgender ban. So before it was like, no more transgender in the military. And then the military was like, nah, that's not true.
That's what the military, the head of the military is saying whatever the president says is not real. Don't pay attention to it.
And then he said, well, I'll do an actual order on paper, not just Twitter paper. Do they print out his Twitter for him?
I don't know.
And so, because they said, well, when we get an actual order, that's when we'll obey it. So he gave them last Friday the actual order, and then now they're like, well, we're going to finish this study.
What study? Was there a study? What?
I guess there was a study to see if people are people. They call the Depeche Mode study. Fuck.
What you mean?
God damn it.
Why? Hey, what?
Listen. The people are people study. And I guess I don't know. If I were a transgender soldier and they're like, well, let's just study up on this some more. See if you deserve to have rights. But what about the other soldiers? What somebody just said in their car.
What? To
me, Jackie. Probably. If anybody's listening this far. It's nearly an hour in. Also, this is going to take us, like, into the 90-minute mark. Arpaio pardon.
Oh, yeah. Now, he's a...
Arpaio.
Now, all these people sitting there saying, oh, no, he pardoned him, that, which is awful. It's a truly terrible president who had no plan to do. But if you thought he was going to jail or something, no, he wasn't going to go jail. He didn't save him from jail. He saved it from, having to go through it, I guess, because he ain't even been sentenced yet, right? Whatever it was.
No, he just went ahead and said, he's fine. He's with me.
Well, that's his buddy. That's one, they've been Obama from Kenya for years and years now. They go way back, them two.
Joe Arpaio, I heard him on some podcast interview. They was saying, I think it was a New York Times. Oh, man, maybe I'm listening too much to New York Times. Yeah, you are. Somebody just yelled in their fucking Bronco. Yep. Listen.
Watch it. Yep.
Joe Arpaio said, my wife had cancer. Now, imagine this, Jackie. Your wife had a stroke. Imagine if Donald Trump comes in, wanders in from the cold, is like, can I use the bathroom or whatever? And you say, well, my wife had a stroke. And he said, give me that phone. He calls your wife up and talks to her. Says, I'm going to get you a wheelchair and some new blinds. Wouldn't you like Donald Trump a lot more?
And he still does everything else that he does?
Yeah.
No. Huh. That ain't gonna fix it.
Well, that's one of the things that turned Joe Arpaio around was that he called his wife up on the phone, talked to her, calls, checks on her.
So that's what helped. Trump helped him that way. He didn't help him by spreading the lie that Obama was born in Kenya. That didn't have nothing to do with it.
I think probably if you're already in the business of torturing and humiliating Hispanic prisoners, you don't need that extra push to support Donald Trump.
Well, I guess so.
Sounds to me like you're in the same car already.
Yeah.
But when he called his wife, it was just icing on the cake. But it's probably just a message to anybody, because it was obstruction of justice he was going to get sentenced for. So if the people, all his Manaforts and his Donald Trump Juniors and whatever, if they refuse to testify and they get slapped with obstruction of justice, I guess Donald Trump can
Well, that's a message to them. That's exactly, what do you think that is? That's telling all of them. It's not like, go ahead and sentence every one of them. Because you don't think he ain't going to do it? You know damn well he's going to do it.
Well, Arpaio said it was Obama's fault. It was he was good that Donald Trump could see that it was a political Obama administration.
Hell.
Speaking of Arizona, Jackie, these are good segues. Remember when Trump had that rally in Arizona?
Had a big rally there.
What was that, 9 years ago?
No, Friday.
Oh, right. And he got mad. Story, according to, this is in Bloomberg.com.
Well, he fired somebody, didn't he?
Punished longtime aide after angry Phoenix speech. Wanted more. Not big enough. Things are not big enough for Donald Trump.
Nope. You got to fill every seat in there. That's a failure other than that, yeah.
But I don't know why, because he's just going to say it's big anyway. To me, I don't see how he...
It doesn't make any difference if we got the pictures of you're right. He's just going to, you know, but I guess he knows. Don't you think Spicer got his, you know, self screamed at up all day and all night before they had to go out there and tell everybody that it was the biggest crowd in history? I mean, somebody's going to get chewed out over it.
Spicer got to meet the Pope.
Well... At this point, Spicer is kind of like, well, maybe he deserved that or whatever. If he went to ask for forgiveness.
Oh, maybe he did.
Well, yeah.
You know, I need forgiveness. Did you see a priest? I think I need to shoot a little bigger. Jesus, he won't talk to me. I'm just going to go see the Pope. Should the Pope, whenever there's a natural disaster, I start thinking things like, what's the Pope doing talking to Spicer? Shouldn't he be in a boat? Going to the...
He's old. Pope's old. He can't be out in the water. Like
what
that.
if he fell over and had to fish him out?
It just makes it worse for Catholics anyway. Yeah. I mean, I don't want the Pope to drown, but Catholics would be a lot more upset than I would be. I'd feel for him, but best he just don't go out there. I think save everybody something.
Jesus. What do you against the Pope?
I ain't got nothing against you. I'm just saying, you know, the sun don't rise and set. The Pope with me, it just don't.
And that was Distant Memories.
Well, I know there's a lot of terrible things going on right now, and a lot of people are aching. Need help.
Beer sound.
Everybody knows what it is. You're just showing off. And people need help. They don't know what to do with themselves, and that's why I'm currently now, and I have to thank Dunlap for getting all the filthy mess out of here. We'll now at Jackie's is spelled different or something, and it needs to come off there because Jackie's is going to be the other store across town at some point. Right now. But Dunlap, I thank you for letting me do this. He let me make some barbecue. I've been sitting here in this store, and I want to tell you right now, we're here. I got some blankets here. I got food, got some warm food here. So if you need a place to go, bless your hearts, you come straight on down to Jackie's. I've got this, everything here for you.
How are people going to get all the way from Houston up here to Murfreesboro?
Well, they're welcome here, but it ain't necessarily just for people in Houston. If you can get up here, you're more than welcome to come. So it's not that I'm excluding them, but this is just for people, around these parts here.
Well, they didn't flood here.
Well, no, it didn't flood here. This is for people watching the TV and watching Donald Trump go down there and talk to Texas. This is just for people that just can't stand this man is president and losing their damn minds. And I know how that is. That's what I'm going through. So if that's the case, get on down here, like I said. We could rest a while, take a break, get some warm food in you. I know your brain's rattled. You had a hard time. Come down here come on. I've got the doors open. You're welcome to. I know how rough it can be in this world. It just ain't fair sometimes. So get on down here, Jackie's. Come on down to the Trump shelter or non-Trump, whatever you want to call it, bad Trump shelter. I don't know, whatever name you want.
It's a safe space if you hate Donald Trump and you live in Murfreesboro.
Well, now, safe it is, but, you're welcome to come here. Yeah. Come on.
Oh, that's nice. Well, how many people have shown up so far?
Well, nobody yet, but I'm just letting it be known. It is raining here. It ain't flooding nothing. I know people don't want to get out in the rain. But if you need to get out, just come on down here.
Jackie's taking over My Jackie's Market again.
Well, temporarily. This is just to do this. I want to do the right thing. There's a lot going on in the country, and I want to be there to help. And
so you're running a Murfreesboro Trump hater shelter out of your My Jackie's Market.
Well, if you want to call it that, so. Yeah. Well, come on down here, too, because I not only do I got some good barbecue cooking up, and I ain't made barbecue this good in a long time. I hadn't had the opportunity to, so I'm glad I could do it. So come on down here and get some of that.
If you're looking for the hand jobs that were formerly,
right, I
to get Jackie to come back and take over this.
That's out.
My Jackie's Market, I did have to, but if you get on Apple Store,
Wow.
you download Mr. Glift. That's Mr. Globe Lift, but legally, let's call it Mr. Glift. He'll come, pick you up, take you wherever you want to go, give you a hand job.
All right.
If you sit in the front.
I don't.
That's how he knows. That's a signal. If you get in the back, he's like, I guess I'm just driving this dude to Kroger. But if you sit up front, he's like, okay, Kroger.
Shut your mouth.
And a hand job.
I don't want to hear about it. They ain't here right now, and you got all that other sex stuff out. And
All
you put it
the-
in boxes. It's outside, out back. It ain't gonna. While I'm here, it ain't gonna be in here. I don't want to be around any of that stuff. So
All the dildo lube,
just shut
which goes on the
that. Shut your mouth. I don't care where it goes. It's out of the store
not
right
on
now.
your dick. But
All
it's
right,
not
hey,
here anymore. So,
It's
folks,
not.
if you're heading down
Why
here
are you talking about it
for
then?
hand jobs,
No.
not here anymore.
No.
Dildo lube, not
Shut-
here anymore. That was all a
Shut-
ruse.
Hey.
I like lube. I like hand jobs. But
Hey.
I was using that sex stuff to make
Shut
Jackie
your
so
mouth.
riled up
Shut your
that he
mouth.
would finally come here, take over this store as the other Jackie who started My Jackie's Market.
What?
I'm getting the details of the whole thing.
Well-
he still thinks he's going to get Jockey's Market, which was
It's not Pinky Piglets now.
Pinky
We made
Piglets.
sure it's not. That's the reason it's
cocktail
Pinky
bologna.
Piglets.
How's he doing, by the way?
I don't know. I ain't heard a thing. I've been too busy over here trying to get, I got some water bottles over there, some blankets, trying to get everything here for
He's on MSNBC.
people to come down.
How many lawsuits you got against you right now?
Well, I did have one law. Alan O'Day, who claimed to be the oldest lawyer, he passed away, bless his heart. And he was suing me, which I don't understand why, because I said
Right.
that Stinky Boot Pepper, my lawyer,
Right. Skinky boot pepper.
Skanky Boot Pepper,
Right.
my lawyer, I said he was the oldest man, possibly. I did not say for sure.
3 states possible.
Definitely, I think in Tennessee, Alabama, and Utah. I
That's
think
right.
But the whole
Yeah.
country, I can't speak for that. But I think in those 3 states, we were all pretty sure.
There's a lot of people in this country.
Skanky was anyway.
A lot of old people, too.
Well, Skanky's up there. He's old as could be. And he had a couple rough days, I got to say, right now. And he was touch and go there. But, it's one day you think it's gone, it's over with. And then the next day,
One day at a time.
he back, or, he won't talk about.
One day at a time.
So if you're in any legal fees going down, see Skanky Boot Pepper, I can't speak. I don't know what the situation is with the law, because all my attention, it was going away from whether I was wearing baloney shoes or not.
A lot of continuity on this podcast, folks. If you're a new listener, I just advise you go back.
They ain't listening.
And listen to
this far.
another
They don't-
thing,
They
yeah.
ain't nobody paying
You're
attention
right.
to this at this point. But anyway, baloney
What are
shoes.
the lyrics to One Day at a Time?
I don't know.
Not the theme song.
I know the difference. I know which one you talking about. I
Sweet
don't know.
Jesus.
Sweet Jesus. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. Da, 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 da. I don't know the rest of the word. Been a long time. Used to come on commercials every night. You
Christy Lane.
hear somebody, yeah, she sing that song.
One
yeah.
day at a time.
Let me do my sponsor
Sweet
on here
Jesus.
now.
That's
Come
all
on.
I'm asking from you.
Come on down here. Even if you'd like Trump, I have to put this out there. If you don't want a blanket, if you don't want to come get some escape.
Can they just come down and pick up a blanket and leave?
No, that's not what I said. This is a sponsor. This is for anybody. If you want to come down and get some barbecue or something, and we got a new product here. You know mini sap, don't you?
Mini sap.
Mini sap.
Oh, yeah.
The church lady,
For a second, I thought you were talking. I went to school with her daughter.
You went with her daughter. Yeah, Minnie Sap's my age. She's up there. She's maybe a couple years younger. I mean, maybe you know her daughter.
I went to school. Christy Lane Sap.
Christy Lane Sap.
Odd coincidence, named after the gospel singer, Christy Lane.
Well, that
That's
makes
like Christy
sense.
Lane Sap.
Well, Minnie Sap go to church. She's been through 3 different churches around here. If something happened or whatever, she'd get upset.
It was mostly Christy Lane.
Well, for whatever
She'd
reason,
get up to
she went
something.
to different churches. Whatever, she's church. She always nice lady goes to
Started
church.
out what Church of Christ,
Well, years ago, that's been a long time. She's
went
been
to-
all around.
and then she went down to
First
one of
Baptist.
them pew jumping. Oh, First Baptist,
She
right?
was First Baptist for a while. Yeah, she went to Pentecostal. I can't remember the name of that one. One way out.
Yep.
You head toward Franklin. It's way out.
Oh, way out. Scary.
It scared the hell out of me. I was trying to be nice one time because, she had to get you. I'd appreciate if you go to church. She lost a husband, and I knew him fairly well. I said, well, I'll be happy to go.
That's when Christy Lane started.
Well, she drove me way the hell. I got nervous. I said, where are we going? There's a church out here. Oh, yeah, it's church. Where
Did you think she was going to kill you?
Well, I didn't think she was going to kill me. I just didn't know where she was. It was just as scary when we got there because they're all talking crazy, the tongue. That just made it scary. You're way far out. So you can't get out of there. So I knew better.
You down in a holler. There's no sunlight coming in. No. You're like in a damn fern gully.
It's scary as hell.
You get down that. Christy Lane used to tell me, well, it's a good church if you holler and nobody hears you.
Well, these people holler like I would have thought you could hear them from miles away because they're about busting my ears, and I was right there. But they get to holler and they get excited because you don't know it first, and then you start to pray and you close your eyes and pray. So you got your eyes closed, and that's when it starts, whatever the hell it is. That crazy as hell as far as I'm concerned. But
I always, when I go to one of them churches way back in the backwoods and everybody's speaking in tongues and you close your eyes and I always think that Leatherface going to jump up out of the baptismal pool.
Well, they weren't doing strychnine snake or anything like that, but they sure was hollering. They did that. They like to do that. Good Lord.
Probably scared all the snakes away.
But many sight wised up. She don't go to that church anymore, thank goodness, so because we still friends, But she made this. Now, this is delicious. You want something? Because I got some barbecue and I got some buns. Now, usually in the morning, what I used to do, which I've been doing here recently, I used to make my biscuit, sausage biscuit. It's breakfast hour from about 5:30 to about 9 o'clock.
5:30 late for working people.
Yeah. Well, 5:30 in the morning. 5:30.
Still, people got jobs. They got to be on a damn job site.
Well, they come down there and whip in and get the breakfast. Used to years and years ago. That's how I did. But I used to make biscuits in the morning. And, I'm making biscuits now, but I ain't making breakfast because she's got something that's delicious. Now, basically, let me just say what it is. It's honey, but it ain't. It's called taint honey is what she calls it. It's delicious. Put a little taint honey right there on your biscuits. Put a little taint honey right there on your bread. Put some in your cereal. Put some in, some people like tea, that hot tea. Put a little taint honey in that tea. And it is something else. And now, it ain't honey. Get it? It's like that ain't butter. That ain't my real butter. Is that what it's called?
I can't believe.
That's what it's called. It's my butter ain't real. This is like that. But it's called, it taint honey, see? And it tastes just like honey. I think it tastes a little sweeter, almost a little bit better. It got a little taste in it there. I never thought I'd like something better than, natural honey.
What do you think that taste is?
Well, it's a little extra sweet. It's a little extra something. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
No, you can if you ask.
No, well.
You got to get consent.
What do you mean you got to get consent? She's selling it down here. We're trying to put it on. So come get you a biscuit. Like I said, come get you some toast, get you some tea, whatever. We'll put a little taint butter on it, get that taste in your mouth. It is delicious. Minnie Sight, bless her heart, she's always been good at cooking recipe, but she figured this out. There ain't no real honey in it. So if a doctor says for whatever reason, I don't know what that'd be, that you can't have honey, well, you tell him I'm not gonna have honey. I'm gonna have me some of this taint honey, and you put some on your biscuit, you put some on your roll, and it is, you wouldn't know the difference except it's just a little bit better. So come down to Jackie's shelter. First off, if you had enough.
We did change the sign. I was wondering why it's in Jackie's shelter outside. That makes sense now.
If you just won't come down for a barbecue sandwich or something, even a little dessert, a little biscuit, little tank, tank honey right there on it. Put a little, not call it butter or whatever. Put some of that on there too. But it's delicious. I think she's gonna go far with this sort of thing. So if you want to get on the ground floor, want to try some of this taint, honey, get on down here and put a little on your biscuit because it's good. Taint honey, a mini. What?
I have a question.
Why?
I have two questions. Let me ask you.
Well,
first off, I have two questions about taint honey.
What is your damn question? What is it?
Taint honey, number one. Does taint honey have anything to do with the disappearance of the The American bee.
What?
You know how people say the bees are disappearing?
Maybe. I don't know.
It sounds
if
like
the bees disappear, then yeah. Maybe she didn't bring that up. I don't know if she keeps up with bees or not. But no,
doesn't sound like it if she's making artificial honey.
Well, she don't. If they do, I hate to see them go. But if that's the case, as long as Minnie Sipes around, we got some delicious taint honey. I'll be all right. I'll be all right without them bees.
Yeah. Second question
Why?
regarding taint honey. Whose taint are you scraping this off of? Or who are you whose taint is sopping the honey up and squeezing the taint sponge off into a jug?
What is it?
Whose taint is secreting this delicious honey-like substance?
Secretion. What?
Is it coming from within? Like, is the surface of the taint suddenly like damn, what's that in the Bible? Like, they used to...
Bible?
Manna from heaven, like, or wasn't there something that just appeared on the damn grass?
No, it taint honey.
Is this taint honey
You're
just
not
appearing on somebody's taint and you have to
know.
go gather it?
I don't know what
Or
you're
is it
talking about.
coming from one of the other ends and kind of working its way down onto the taint?
I don't think you
And you
understand.
get it.
You don't. Let me explain it to you. It taint honey.
It's taint honey.
No, it taint honey is what
Oh,
taint honey. See, is I
you
want some
put it
honey.
on your taint.
You what?
You put it on your taint.
On your? No, you put it on a biscuit, put it on a roll, but put
Can
it.
you put it on your taint?
What it? That's just a saying. Taint. It taint this. It taint that.
Right.
I'm not calling it.
It's in between them.
Yeah.
It's the old damn Dolly Parton routine.
Well, there it is. Taint honey. I don't know what else.
It ain't your asshole.
Hey, watch
It
your
ain't
mouth.
your asshole.
Watch your mouth. I don't.
It ain't your dick or your pussy.
No, it ain't shut your mouth. It
It's
taint
in
honey.
between it.
It's taint honey.
That's where the taint honey comes from or goes.
Just shut your mouth.
So
You
that's-
don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Now, are you sure this that you putting on your biscuits ain't come from or been near Minnie Sipes' taint?
Why?
Her old lady taint.
Shut your mouth. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't want to know. Just know. It's,
Okay,
I explained
Jackie,
it to
hold
you what
on a
it is.
second.
It ain't taint honey. Taint.
Think about Minnie Sipes' butthole.
No. Shut your mouth now.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You shut your mouth.
Think about your own butthole.
That's disgraceful. No, I don't want to
And then
think one way about it. No.
Your
Shut your
old
mouth.
man. Sagging ball sack.
Shut your mouth.
Now think about that stretch of real estate in between them two things.
No.
That's your
not
taint.
listen about anything. No. Taint
That's your
honey.
taint.
That's what I don't know what you're talking about. You run your mouth. We got the filthy stuff out of the damn store, but we'll never get it out of your damn mouth. Taint honey ain't got nothing to do with whatever the hell you talking about. It taint honey, and it's delicious and sweet, and come down and get you some.
You'll never get it out of my mouth, folks. That's taint honey.
I said it.
Well, I said it, but I meant taint.
What?
Folks, I don't know exactly what Jackie's selling or what it tastes. Well, I have a pretty good idea what it tastes like. But I have a sponsor, Jackie, that I think you're really going to like. Because it sounds like you and Minnie Sipes has been getting up to some sexy, sexy business together.
Wow.
Driving out into the woods.
No, I ain't driving.
Feeling
That was
the-
years ago.
The
That
deep
was years
bass.
ago. That didn't happen anytime recently. No.
I got a great sponsor this week, Jackie. You know Roland Walker.
Stalker Walker?
Well, I wouldn't call him that.
No, that's what I call him. Something's wrong with him. Something ain't right.
If you call being artistic and knowing how to help ladies appear their sexiest, or men,
What?
or anyone who comes to the Lost Forgotten Mall. Do you remember that mall? Do you remember that there was a mall? You remember that mall way, way, way out? People used to go to it.
Well, a long time ago.
No,
yeah, people
not
went.
that one.
What?
Before that, people forget about this mall.
The one with the old-time pottery?
No. Before that.
Oh, you been one further out than that one?
Yes, through the mists of time.
Oh, it's been years since I seen that one. I
People
don't
forget
even-
about that.
Is it still there?
It is. And 3 of the storefronts are Roland Walker's indiscretions.
What?
Boudoir pics and private suggestions.
Wait a minute. I don't want to.
Go in there. Now, he doesn't have any camera equipment, but he has some bustiers, some thongs, some boas, some old-timey hats. He knows how to pose a woman.
Oh, hats.
You don't need camera equipment these days. Everybody just uses their phone, right? So what you do is you bring your phone, you bring a selfie stick, and you come hither. Look, if you want to rekindle that fire that's gone out in your bedroom, get you a jar of tank honey and go down to stock Roland Walker's Indiscretions, Boudoir Pics, and Private Suggestions.
Wow.
Go to the Lost Forgotten Mall, right past the Misty Swamp.
The one that's way out there.
Like the Brigadoon Mall.
You ain't gonna drive no lady out there with him to put on bustiers. No.
The only people out there are old people who are trapped forever doing mall walking, and 3 storefronts of Roland Walker's Indiscretions, Boudoir Pics, and Private
Walker
Suggestions.
is what they used to call him.
You want a sepia tone, damn you, with a boa across your tits?
I thought he was still, hey, watch your mouth. He was still doing, he had a little bit to owe the county, yeah. He wouldn't let
None
loose.
of that is true.
Why?
He was, people accused him of things, and I believe women, so I believe it was true, but he's on a different path now,
Wow.
and that path is helping you arch your back in just a way, and it ain't just women. Anybody can come in there. He took some of me, Jackie. Here, let me get my phone out.
No, don't.
Look at this.
No.
Look.
Put it away.
I'm wearing a Holly Hobby hat.
No.
And a boa.
No. I don't want to look at any of that.
This is perfect. This is what a taint is.
What?
Right here.
Get that out of my face. What do you dress like a baby in that for?
Listen.
Put it down.
They gonna have, when they get a load of this, they're gonna have to put out a new Nashville Statement.
Put that. You ought not be illegal to have one of those in your hand.
That's
to do that with.
Indiscretions.
Hell.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye, 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 goodbye.
All right.
Oh, Jackie, I pulled up cbnnews.com.
What is it?
You remember how the last couple of weeks we've been looking at cbnnews.com in the echoey goodbye part?
Yeah.
Special coverage, Joel Osteen. This is cbnnews.com, Christian Broadcasting. And who was it? Jim Baker said that, a civil war, a Christian civil war.
Jim Baker, but he's trying to sell buckets of food. That's what he does now. He sells like a bucket full of like food. It probably cost him $4 or $5 a bucket, selling it for $40, $50, or $60 a bucket.
Right.
Of just not very good food, I'm guessing, even though they seem to enjoy eating it on there. I'm up late at night sometimes. That's all you see on here. But yeah, he trying to sell those buckets. So
that's his main job.
His main job is sell buckets. Now you can use Jesus, you can use the end of the world, you can use Trump, and you can use liberals rising up. Whatever
Antifa.
Yeah, whatever it is that you need, as long as he keeps them buckets moving, that's what he does.
Yeah, preaching's just sort of the side hustle these days.
Joel
Osteen sets special coverage. CBNnews.com. Joel Osteen sets the record straight. Tells CBN News he's helping Houstonians now and for the long haul. Oh, that's nice. They got a little thing going. He's setting the record straight. Here's a picture of him here. I'm not going to play this video because I can't.
Yeah.
But he's in good shape. That posterity, what's it called? Gospel. That
I don't know what it is.
Like he goes to the gym. His face has been pulled tight. Jesus loves him so much that he gives him Botox injections. He's got enough money. He's got Justin Timberlake's hair on a pulled tight face. And the outline of pets in his polo shirt. The inspiring figure that Houston needs right now. Also, here's the complete story behind the attacks on Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church. He will provide. Rescuers obey the voice of God to save devastated Houston evacuees. If somebody chopped down your door and had a motorboat idling in your driveway and they said, "We're here to save you," you go, "Oh, thanks." And they go, "God is telling me to save you right now." Do you trust them to navigate the flooded streets of your hometown?
Well, you ain't got no choice. That's all you got. I'm sure there's people. If he's taking people in his church, I guarantee you there's people going in there that would much rather be somewhere else, probably anywhere else. But if that's all you got, that's all you got. You got to get on that boat and listen to him, say whatever he's gonna say, and you got to get in there and deal with, Steve Austin.
We make fun on here, but you're right. If the water was pouring in, somebody said, "God told me to come here," I'd say, like, "What took you and God so long? Let's get the hell out of here."
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Ask Jesus what's the fastest way to an operating Hardee's.
Well, no, we can't go to Hardee's. Just got to go. I got to take you to go see. Take you to church, Osteen.
Pimento cheese. My home wasn't there. Operation Blessing reaches out to Harvey's heartbroken victims. Watch Faith Nation. Special Harvey coverage with Ted Cruz and Greg Abbott. Oh, this sounds like a good Faith Nation, Jackie. Tropical Storm Harvey has devastated southeast Texas. On CBN's Faith Nation, Governor Greg Abbott and Senator Ted Cruz tackle a big question. Yeah. Where is God in the midst of this terrible disaster?
Who's doing it? Ted Cruz and who?
The governor.
Oh. Why, shouldn't they be trying to help the state?
They are helping, Jackie, because they're tackling the big question of where God is in the midst of this terrible disaster. It says right here
there's time to do that, sure, and I'm glad you take. But right now, people need water. People need shelter. They don't need for you to figure that out for them.
Their answers will inspire you.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Greg Abbott yet. I'm sure I'll grow to hate him much more in the coming years as he tries to be president or whatever the fuck he's going to try to do.
Hey, watch your mouth.
But the only thing Ted Cruz has inspired me to do is take an ice pick to my eyeballs.
Yeah.
As he stands there like the least attractive fish in a suit.
It's funny right now, he's fussing with her right now. Chris Christie is like the two worst people. Hate each other. And I know he does this, he does that, and nobody cares what either one of them say. And they both just won't shut up.
Who's that man from damn Long Island, that New York guy? He got mad at Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Like, Ted Cruz said, but we'll do it because we help people. He's an awful person, too.
Yeah.
He's an awful, awful person.
A lot of them, yeah.
So that's CBN News.
Hey, should we check in with them at the end every time now?
We did a lot of church stuff on this one. We didn't really need to do that, but, you know.
Send the news, I guess.
Hey, I think we're going to make 90 minutes.
What?
And we talk for a few more seconds. We'll be right at 90 minutes.
How many more seconds? Somebody's at the door.
Oh.
I'm going to let somebody in. Hang
Oh,
on,
you think it's somebody who hates Trump?
I don't know. I hope so. If they are, I'd like to let them in. You do this.
Oh, wait.
Hello?
Wait, I'm on the other. Jackie, what if it's a trap and it's somebody who likes Trump?